They poured Merlot down his shirt in front of 200 witnesses, laughing as the wine pooled on Italian marble. "Security, get this man out." The phones came out. The whispers started. And Malik Jefferson, owner of the $87 billion empire they were celebrating, said nothing. He just smiled, turned, and walked toward the exit. By the time the door closed behind him, 3 executives had already lost their jobs. They just didn't know it yet. Hey, my wonderful family and friends, I'm so excited to share today's story with you. And I'm thrilled to have you along for the ride. Your support means the world, and I can't wait to keep bringing you more amazing stories. If you're ready to dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and drop a comment letting me know where you're watching from. I love connecting with all of you, and don't forget, tomorrow I'll have another story that's just as captivating, so stay tuned. You won't want to miss it. The ballroom at the Pinnacle in Maryland Heights glittered like a jewel box, crystal chandeliers throwing prisms across 200 guests in black tie attire. Worldwide Technology's $1 billion partnership with Stratton Global was the deal of the decade. And everyone who mattered in Missouri's tech scene had shown up to witness it. Malik Jefferson stood near the bar, nursing a ginger ale, watching. He'd arrived quietly, no entourage, wearing a tailored but understated suit. He preferred it this way, observing his company's milestones from the shadows, seeing how people behaved when they thought no one important was watching. Tonight was supposed to be a celebration. His celebration, technically, though only 4 people in the room knew his face. "Excuse me," a woman's voice sharp as glass. "This section is reserved for executives and investors." Malik turned. The woman wore a crimson dress and a name tag that read Vivian Chase, VP, Strategic Partnerships, Stratton Global. Behind her stood 2 men in expensive suits, smirking. "I'm just getting a drink," Malik said evenly. "The general admission bar is over there." She pointed across the ballroom with a manicured nail. "This area is for people actually involved in the deal." One of the men, barrel-chested, late 40s, name tag reading Derek Holland, CFO, stepped closer. "Buddy, I don't know how you got past security, but this isn't the place for—" He paused, eyes scanning Malik up and down. "Networking." Malik's jaw tightened, but his voice stayed calm. "I was invited." "By who?" Vivian's laugh was cruel. "Let me guess, you're someone's +1. A small crowd was forming now, phones subtly angled. Malik could feel the shift, the moment turning into a spectacle. Derek grabbed a glass of Merlot from a passing tray. "You know what? I think you need help finding the exit." And then he poured it. The wine cascaded down Malik's chest, soaking his shirt, dripping onto marble that cost more per square foot than most people's cars. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Someone whispered, "Oh my God." Malik stood perfectly still. He didn't flinch, didn't shout. He just looked at Derek, then at Vivian, then at the 200 people watching, and smiled. Then he turned and walked toward the exit. The ballroom buzzed like a hornet's nest as Malik disappeared through the double doors. Phones were already uploading. Within 90 seconds, the video had 17 shares. Within 5 minutes, it had 200. Vivian smoothed her dress, laughing nervously. Well, that was awkward. Security really needs to tighten up. Derek wiped his hands with a napkin, grinning at the crowd. Crisis averted, folks. Let's get back to celebrating this incredible partnership. Applause, uncertain, scattered, trickled through the room. On the stage, a woman in her 60s approached the microphone. Patricia Brennan, CEO of Stratton Global, had flown in from Boston specifically for tonight. She tapped the mic twice. "Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention. The room settled. Tonight marks a historic collaboration between Stratton Global and worldwide technology. Patricia began, her voice warm. This $1 billion infrastructure deal will revolutionize how we approach enterprise solutions across North America. And I'd like to invite the man who made this all possible to say a few words. She paused, scanning the crowd. Worldwide Technology's founder and CEO, Malik Jefferson. Silence. Patricia's smile faltered. She glanced at her assistant, who was frantically typing on a tablet. Is Mr. Jefferson here? I was told he'd arrived. Vivian's face went white. Derek's grin evaporated. From the back of the room, someone held up their phone. Hey, isn't this him? The video played on a loop. Wine, laughter, Malik's face, calm, unflinching, before he turned and walked away. Patricia's assistant whispered something in her ear. The color drained from Patricia's face. What do you mean, he left? Her voice cracked through the microphone. The room erupted. Conversations exploded like firecrackers. Executives pulled out phones, frantically Googling. Someone screamed, "That's Malik Jefferson. Oh my God, that's actually him." Derek stumbled backward, nearly knocking over a table. No, that's not. Vivian grabbed his arm. We didn't know. How are we supposed to know? Patricia descended from the stage like a storm, her heels clicking like gunfire. She stopped directly in front of them, her voice a whisper that somehow carried across the entire ballroom. You just humiliated the man who owns the company we've spent 8 months negotiating with. Derek's mouth opened. Nothing came out. You poured wine on a man worth $87 billion. Eisner, Patricia continued, her voice shaking, on camera, in front of every major outlet in St. Louis. Vivian's phone buzzed, then again, then continuously, a cascade of notifications that wouldn't stop. The video had gone viral. What would you have done in Malik's position? Walked away with dignity, or confronted them on the spot? Drop your thoughts below. Outside, Malik sat in the back of a black Escalade, his phone lighting up with messages. His COO. Sir, we need to talk. Stratton's CEO is calling. What do you want me to do? Malik typed 4 words. Let them sweat. We'll talk tomorrow. He leaned back, watching the venue's entrance through tinted windows, and waited. By sunrise, the world knew. Tech billionaire humiliated at his own deal signing trended on Twitter. Bloomberg ran it. Forbes ran it. CNN played the clip on loop with commentary from business analysts who couldn't believe what they were watching. Malik's phone buzzed at 6:47 a.m. Patricia Brennan. He let it ring twice before answering. Mr. Jefferson, Her voice cracked. There are no words. Derek Holland and Vivian Chase have been terminated. I've personally reviewed our entire partnership agreement, and if you want to walk away, Stratton will absorb all penalties. We were wrong. I was wrong for not ensuring. Patricia. Malik's voice was calm, almost gentle. Take a breath. Silence. Your company didn't humiliate me, he continued. 2 people did, and they faced consequences. The question is, do you still believe in this partnership? Absolutely. Sir, this deal will change lives, create jobs, infrastructure, opportunity. Then we move forward. Malik stood at his office window overlooking the gateway arch, its steel curves catching a morning light. But I want something added to the contract. Anything. A mandatory bias training program for every employee involved in client-facing operations at both companies. He paused. Because the next person who walks into a room deserves better than what I got. Patricia exhaled shakily. Done, Mr. Jefferson. Thank you. Malik hung up and pulled up the video one last time. 200 people watching, phones recording, wine dripping onto marble. He thought about responding with rage, lawsuits, public statements, burning bridges. But he'd learned something his father taught him 30 years ago in a cramped St. Louis apartment. Dignity doesn't need an audience, it just needs to be lived. The deal closed 3 weeks later. Malik attended the signing, this time at the head of the table, where he'd always belonged. And when someone offered him wine, he smiled and asked for ginger ale instead. Some stains, he'd decided, weren't worth carrying. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed the story. There are plenty more amazing stories coming your way, so don't stop here. Just click on the video showing on your screen and keep watching. I'll see you there.